Hi, I'm Nikki Marie from the food blog Chasing the Seasons and the author of Simple, Elegant Pasta Dinners. Today we're going to make spaghetti with kale pangrattato. That literally means toasted grated breadcrumbs. And to have toasted grated breadcrumbs, we need breadcrumbs and we need them to be flavorful. Let's get started. To our skillet, we're going to add 1/4 a cup of extra virgin olive oil, put 1/4 of a teaspoon red pepper flakes, and you'll want them to sit for a minute to get a little toasted. They'll infuse the oil. The red pepper flakes have toasted just nicely, and you can see there's a little bit of orange color into the oil. It infuses the oil nicely. I have 6 anchovy fillets. I know some people don't really like anchovies, but I think maybe they haven't quite tried them the right way. Anchovies will almost completely disintegrate in the oil, infusing the oil and leaving what food experts call umami, an indescribable taste that goes beyond salty and savory and leaves your taste buds just wanting more. And that's what's going to happen right here. As you can see, the anchovy fillets are beginning to break down and disintegrate. You'll want to keep stirring them though and help them along. Okay, so as you can see, the anchovy fillets have almost completely disintegrated. They're just left to an oily pulp, and that's good enough for me. At this point, I like to add my breadcrumbs. And I use a coarse breadcrumb. Normally, I'll save the heels of my rustic Italian bread and grate the heels, a couple of days old. Otherwise, you can use a panko. Those are what work best. So we'll just add them straight to the pan. And you'll want to constantly stir them at this point. We're looking to toast them. Don't be afraid to let them darken. You just don't want them to burn. What I like most about these breadcrumbs in this dish is that it has very humble beginnings. It was considered the poor man's Parmesan cheese. It's Italian peasant cooking at its best. The ingredients are few, but the taste is robust. The breadcrumbs are now toasted. You can see that color, they're a gorgeous golden brown. We're going to put them aside. Okay, our breadcrumbs are aside. We're going to use the same pan. Just going to wipe it out, but we want to keep all those flavors in there. To this pan, I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of extra virgin olive oil. You'll want your flame to be on a medium-low. To the hot oil, I'm going to add 3 cloves of garlic that have been sliced thin. This will take a couple of minutes. You'll want the garlic to toast and brown, but not burn. Otherwise, the oil will be bitter and the pasta will be bitter as well. As the garlic is sauteing, our pasta water is almost at a full boil. Okay, so the garlic has toasted nice and golden. That's exactly what you want. In fact, you should actually stop about a minute before it's golden because we still need to add our Jersey fresh kale. And in fact, that's Jersey fresh garlic too. Saute the kale for 2 to 3 minutes until it's bright green and wilted. While the kale is sauteing, our pasta water is at a full rapid boil. Now's the time to salt our water and add our pasta. You want to generously salt your water. No matter what the salt content is in your dish, you want your pasta to be full of flavor. We're going to want to cook the pasta until it is about a minute or 2 shy of al dente, tender to the bite, because it's going to finish cooking in our skillet. The pasta is just about al dente, a minute or 2 shy, and that's perfect. What I like to do before I drain the pasta is draw out some of the pasta water. It's loaded with starch and salt, and it's going to help emulsify our kale and garlic oil. For this recipe, we're probably only going to need about 2 cups, but I like to have extra on hand. You know, you can always use more, but once you drain it, you can't get it back. So pasta is off and ready to drain. To our kale and garlic skillet, we're going to add the hot pasta and 1 cup of the starchy pasta water. And it might seem counterintuitive to do this, but what you need to do is to keep tossing it. And the pasta, being that it's undercooked, it will begin to absorb all that pasta water. And the oil becomes silky and it emulsifies. It basically becomes its own sauce. You'll want to toss the spaghetti for about a minute. When it's almost fully absorbed, but not quite, then you'll add a 2nd cup. And the same for this process as well. Okay, and that's good to go. At this point, I'm going to take half of our breadcrumbs, and you can just eyeball it. You don't have to measure it out. I just take half and I add it straight to the skillet. The rest of this will be our garnish. We'll pass it around at the table. And you don't need Parmesan cheese and nobody will miss it. Okay, so this looks perfect and it's ready to plate. The consistency is just beautiful, as you'll see. You'll want to make sure to scrape out all those breadcrumbs and the garlic that sticks to the pot. We have your kale in there too, and get it all out. Give everything a final toss. Top it with the rest of the breadcrumb mixture. I like to finish the dish with a good drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. Pass the rest of the breadcrumbs at the table, and there you have it. Spaghetti with Jersey fresh kale pangrattato. It matters to me what I feed my family, and it matters even more that I know who's growing my food. Jersey fresh, that's the fruit and the vegetables that I put on the table for my family. Living here in Hackettstown makes it very easy to appreciate what the seasons have to offer. We have Donaldson Farms, 5 minutes down the road. We call it our backyard farm. And it makes it very easy to appreciate what they do. There's honor and there's reverence in the turning of the seasons. And seeing the farmers in the field that I drive by when I take my children to school, and then seeing the trucks pulling up to the farm market and stocking the farm stalls, it makes me want to cook that way for my family.